Jacob Elordi challenges Austin Butler in an Elvis impersonator smackdown. Greta Gerwig wants to transition from indie films to big studio films by making movies that already exist. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's David Corenswet in Superman Legacy. All this and more on the Movie Mob Podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Movie Mob Podcast. After a 1-week hiatus, we're back in studio here. RJ joined by Matt. Nick behind the camera, joining us once again. It's been a little bit. Sam, you're back in studio. Welcome.
I'm back like it was yesterday.
In perfect day to be back because it's the Tron Moore episode, number 55.
Great Celtic.
Good player.
Good shooter.
If you know, you know. All right. But we got some great topics here to honor Tron Moore. Let's get into them. Movie news. What do we got? Big one. Perfect, because last time you were on, Sam, I think we were talking about the our picks to play Superman, Lois Lane, Lex Luthor. Well, we got them now. David Corenswet, Rachel Brosnahan. These are our official ones. David Corenswet will be playing Clark Kent, Superman. Rachel Brosnahan, Lois Lane. We know her from Marvelous Miss Maisel. David Corenswet, we are unfamiliar with, but Nick, you knew him from
couple of shows.
Hollywood on Netflix.
Hollywood and The Politician. Yeah,
okay,
very good.
So it's funny because I feel like, I don't remember exactly, but when we did make our picks, I feel like the majority of us picked these two out of the groups that we had. The other names were like Emma Mackey, who I know you liked, Matt. I thought she would have been a good pick, too, for Lois Lane.
Thank you.
Nicholas Hoult, once again, lost. He lost to Robert Pattinson for Batman, and now he loses again for the role of Superman. But we'll talk about him in a minute. What do you guys think of this? Matt, right off the bat.
I mean, listen, I know next to nothing about either of these actors.
Okay.
The first time I heard of him was when you pointed him out to me on the screen.
Yes.
Here, a couple weeks ago.
You haven't watched Marvelous Miss Maisel?
I'm out.
Okay.
That's shocking, because especially for you.
I
Because
thought
it's
you
kind
would.
Of
What do you mean?
It's kind of a chick flick. I figured you'd like.
Right.
Oh, maybe I'll watch it then.
No, it is.
it's
I
like
watched
the
the whole
Emily
thing.
in
It's
Paris.
actually good. It is the
Okay,
Emily in
maybe I'll
Paris
watch it.
style thing.
Yeah.
Well, I just finished Ginny and Georgia, so maybe.
That's what I was going to say. It's like Ginny and
Yeah.
Georgia.
Oh, perfect. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, maybe I'll watch that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, is she in it?
She is.
Yeah,
She's
I
the
like
lead.
main character.
All right, maybe I'll watch.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
I was thinking about watching that or Jane the Virgin.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
an older
Watch
one.
both.
Oh, why not both?
Yeah.
As for these two, listen, I don't know anything about them,
Okay.
but listen, I get a keen eye. Okay.
Do you?
I'm somewhat of an observer.
Okay.
You know, I know it when I see it.
Yeah.
And they got it.
Wow.
They both. That looks like Superman.
Yep.
And that looks like Lois Lane. I mean,
Yeah.
look at that picture. It's brilliant.
No, I mean the hair. I mean everything.
No, they both looked apart so much. And you know, I hear you guys both say they're good actors. So
Yeah.
you know what, I'm in. And I like they're not like they're somewhat famous, but they're not like huge.
Yes,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? You ask like Joe Schmo on the street, he's not gonna know.
Rising stars.
Because okay, if this movie hits off, like they'll be attached to these characters for their whole careers.
Yep.
You know,
Better
so
or for worse.
I kind of like for better or for worse. So no, I think it's good casting.
Sam, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I'm very happy with the selections. You know, going back to the last episode that we were all on together,
Yep.
I believe we both picked them to be,
Yep.
the roles, and look what happened. They ended up getting the roles. No surprise there at all. I'm very happy for David because this is a big opportunity for him.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't seen his other roles yet, but I feel like this one could really put him on the scene in like the movie industry. Like this could lead to him getting different parts down the road.
Yeah.
And opening up like his career to like shoot up to the skies. The
Like
sky's
Superman,
the limit.
Sam.
Absolutely.
Superman. Oh, fucking.
And
brilliant.
then as for Rachel as well, I don't really know her too well, but I'd say she looks the part as Lois Lane, especially from the comics and also the animated series. Like,
Yes.
she looks exactly like how Lois looks.
Rich black hair, like
Yep.
the whole thing. Yep.
So I'd say these two are definitely going to be a good fit together. Hoping the chemistry works well as well, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, I agree, Sam. Nick, what do you think of this? Now, David Corenswet has said in interviews like years prior that he'd love to play Superman. He said he wants to do more of like a positive take on Superman, kind of like the older Christopher Reeves films. What do you think?
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah.
I mean, he is Superman.
People have been complaining that he looks too much like Henry Cavill, and I think that's a funny complaint because Henry Cavill looks like Superman.
Yeah, I
It's a
don't.
good
So,
thing.
you know, yeah. I don't think
That's a weird complaint.
That's a good thing.
They're like, no, I think their thing is like, he looks like Henry Cavill. Why didn't you just keep
But you
Henry
gotta
Cavill?
understand. Now, listen, we're living in a world right now where Miles Morales is the new Peter Parker. You know what I mean? Like that's
Well, Miles Morales is Miles Morales.
But what I'm saying is, like, people want this diversity and they want a whole bunch of different things. So having this, I mean, he's the all-American. He looks like a 1950s, like...
Yeah.
You know when you go to an old barber shop? You know when you go to an old school barber shop, right? And on the wall they got the pick your haircut 1 through 45. He looks like a 32B or whatever it is.
No,
you know, he looks like he just looks like that's what it would be.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why people are complaining. I say shut up and let's just have a cool
I think the majority's
Superman.
positive though, from what I've seen.
Oh, dude, he's a great actor
listen,
too. Juilliard trained.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's 29 years old and he's 6'4".
That's prime.
I mean that's
prime
good
years.
stuff right there. And I think she's 32, so they're right around the same age. They're
There
going
you
for
go.
that younger thing.
That's in their prime.
But let's talk about something else here. So we mentioned Nicholas Hoult. So he lost on Superman, lost on Batman. To me, I think you guys agree. I wouldn't pick him for either of those
He's
roles.
a good number 2.
He is a good number.
No, he's not
two.
a 1. You can't win a championship if he's your best player.
Yeah, I would agree. Now, there's very shaky rumors around this, but some things are saying that he's still in the running for Lex Luthor, but people don't know if he actually wants that role or not. I think we all thought last time we talked about this that he'd make a great Lex Luthor.
Indubitably.
But we got 2 other guys in contention right now.
Oh.
And they're brothers. They're brothers. Bill Skarsgård and Alexander Skarsgård are both in the running on the short list for Lex Luthor. 2 good picks to me. I mean, John Wick 4, Bill Skarsgård was just in that. He was great. It's weird, though, because we were just talking about Bill Skarsgård possibly being Swamp Thing a few weeks ago, so I don't know how that's going to work. But what do you think, Matt? Who would you pick out of those 3?
Out of those 3, my favorite actor is Alexander Skarsgård.
I agree, yeah.
You know, but as Lex Luthor, I might just give it to him because I think he's the best actor. I think he could do it.
He's definitely the oldest one.
Yeah.
It'd be an interesting pick.
You know what I mean? And you don't have to do it like what's his face? Jesse Eisenberg did it.
No.
You know what I mean? You can like take, because honestly I didn't really care for that one.
Yeah, that was straight.
You know what I
a lot.
mean? So maybe get a little older, a little more mature Lex Luthor. You know, he's been banging around a little bit. You know, I'd go Skarsgård. But honestly, out of those 3, I don't think you can go wrong. I mean, I think they've all shown they can. They're a little wacky, they're a little weird, and they can all perform that role.
Yeah, I think an older Lex Luthor would work good with like a younger Lois and Clark. What do you think?
I'm actually going to go with Bill Skarsgård.
Okay,
Oh.
keeping it young.
Big fan of his work. Loved him in John Wick. He played a sensational villain. I loved him in It as well. If you saw what he did to like maneuver his
facial.
it is something out of this world. Like you can't just wake up one day and just decide to do that with your face. That takes practice and practice. And my God, this guy is such a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
That's why I think he can play that maniacal guy. He can play like the 2 personalities.
Good work.
And that's why I love Lex Luthor to be Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, so you're going Alexander, Bill. Now, Nick, we know Alexander very well. Lucas Matson.
I'm a little off put by Alexander Skarsgård only because I've seen so much of him in Succession.
And he kind of is Lex Luthor in Succession.
Exactly.
He's kind
so
of a
it's
dick
like,
CEO.
okay, here we go. See,
Yeah.
again, same role again.
But he'll be bald this time, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, Bill could be interesting. I think that Nicholas Hoult opting to audition for Superman as opposed to to Lex Luthor was shooting himself in the foot. Like, when
Right.
you go, listen, all right. I know I'm a very handsome, strapping young lad. If I'm sitting there in an audition room, if it's the 4 of us, I'll put all 4 of us in the line, and I don't care. If all 4 of us are sitting in a line, we're all going to audition to play Superman. Okay, each one of us they're like we just don't know what look we're going for because I think all 4 of us look pretty different. You know what I mean? So all 4 of us sitting in a line. Not Henry Cavill. David Cornsweet comes walking through the door. I'd be like, boys, have a good one. I'm leaving. I'm out. I'm out. You know what I mean? How do you think that you're gonna who in their right mind? If you're Nicholas Holt's agent, how are you not looking at this kid going, you're out of your fucking mind, dude. You're out of your mind.
He's obviously a great actor. No one's denying
It's
that.
not there are tons of great actors out there. Christopher Walken, great actor. He's also not playing Superman.
Yeah.
Because
He's playing
he
someone
could,
else,
though.
though. We'll
He
talk
could,
about
That's
that.
why I mentioned him. But
Yeah.
because I was watching the trailer and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, wow. But you know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Like, just because you're a great actor doesn't mean that you get every role that is a great role.
Right.
Like, looking like the person has to go into it at least a little bit. I don't know. I like Bill. I think he's great. I don't know. Bill or Nicholas
So
Hoult,
we
I
got
would
Bill,
say.
Bill, Alexander for me.
Really?
Yeah, I think because if they're going with the young Superman, I feel like maybe a little more mature Lex
Veteran.
Luthor is cool. But I think Nicholas Hoult would be my second pick there.
Wow.
Just because
Well,
I think he's the best actor out of that group. But I don't know. It doesn't sound like he wants the role. That's the thing.
Well, yeah.
That's so annoying. Oh, I would love to
Yeah.
play a villain. That's
Well,
so
Archie-
Right,
annoying.
yeah.
Why would he want to audition for Superman? You know what I mean? In the first place,
Yeah, he
It's
already
like-
was a superhero.
he
too
pretty
in
much
X-Men.
just burned himself, like being cast the part for Lex Luthor by doing that. Like as we were saying earlier,
Yeah.
like why would you want to audition for a different role when you know you can have this part right then and now?
Yeah, right. And then like if you're James Gunn, you're looking at it like, well,
'Cause
he
then-
didn't even want to play Lex
Yeah,
Luthor.
he didn't want
Yeah.
to play in the first place, so now they have that in the back of their head, and they're just like, well, fuck him.
That's a good point, Sam.
Listen,
Yeah.
this industry in general, artists in general, are super like emotional.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I tell you this all the time. Like, oh, somebody does something wrong. Like, oh, I never want to work with them ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine having the capability to like bestow millions of dollars on somebody and have them be like, I think I'd rather go for this role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, I think I'd rather just try 7 million other people instead of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally agree with Sam. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm pumped. I'm glad we got Superman and Lois locked in. We'll probably know Lex Luthor pretty soon. But on to the next one here. We got some more casting here. Tron. We're getting a new Tron movie. Now, obviously, the original Tron with Jeff Bridges was a big movie when it came out. It was a big kind of push the boundaries of visual effects and stuff. Tron Legacy came out back when we were in like middle school.
I remember that movie.
I was a big fan. I had
was
the
good.
toys. Like,
Good movie.
it's not the best movie, but it's got great visuals. It's got great music by Daft Punk.
Gets the job done.
They've been trying to make this movie for a while. Jared Leto's been attached to it for a while. It's called Tron Aries. It's starting filming in August. Evan Peters joined the cast here. Any excitement here?
I mean, excitement. I don't know if I'd say I'm excited.
Okay.
But I'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm not Jared Leto though. See, I'm like, I don't know. He's got I get a bad taste in my mouth from him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just I don't know. He's just a weird guy. He's a good-looking guy, but just like his last couple of roles. You know what I mean? Just kind of what was
Morbius.
Yeah, Morbius, and then he was the Joker.
Yeah.
And he's like, I hear all this stuff,
House of Gucci.
like all the stuff he does. He's weird. I don't know. I think Evan Peters. I think he's a really good actor, so that would interest me.
Yeah.
If he's kind of the younger role, whatever the guy's name was last time. I mean,
Sam.
listen. If Trey looks good, people are talking about it. I'll go see it. But Tron. I mean, Tron. Whatever.
Yeah. Sam?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Matt. I'm not really in this for Jared Leto. I'd probably be in this for Evan Peters because I was a big fan of him during American Horror Story.
Yep.
And also Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yes.
He's a very great actor. He gets into character very well. I just I need a little bit more information before I can make my say whether or not I'm going to go see this in theater because I haven't seen the first one.
What, the OG?
The OG.
Yeah, I
OG.
haven't watched it in full either. I've only seen Legacy.
Just bits and pieces for me.
Yeah.
So I mean,
cool
maybe if the trailer
aesthetics.
looks good, I'll watch the first one and go
Yep.
from there. But as of right now, I'm just kind of.
They just got to bring Daft Punk back for the music. That's all I'm asking.
Dude, they fit this just that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
fit it perfectly.
Great
The Weeknd
soundtrack.
maybe gets in there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank
okay.
you. Yeah.
For music only.
For me,
Yeah,
no
for
acting.
music only.
No acting.
Only.
Only
Nick,
I'll do the
what do you think
soundtrack.
of this? Are you a Tron fan?
No, I mean, not particularly. I remember when Tron Legacy
Yeah.
came out. I am a Jared Leto fan, and Evan Peters. I mean, hopefully, as long as he's had time to get over his, Jeffrey Dahmer phase, and
Yeah, he doesn't want to play
he's
villains
mentally
anymore.
healthy, and we just got to make sure we're looking out for our actors,
Yeah.
RJ, and that everything's good there.
Yep.
Yeah, Evan Peters is a great actor, and I think Jared Leto, even though he's a pain in the ass on set and he does weird stuff, like the product is still. I get House of Gucci is an exception, okay? I mean, yeah, everybody has like a bad role every now and then, but
And
like,
Morbius.
which one is Morbius? Which
He
one
played the vampire, the superhero movie. It came out last year.
Fucking terrible.
That was bad.
And
That's bad.
the
Okay.
Joker.
What about like Requiem for a Dream though, and like all of his good?
Oh, sure,
stuff?
like Dallas Buyers Club. Yeah.
He's got like tons of great
Mhm.
roles. He's a
He does.
great
I'm
actor.
just saying he's kind of. I think Matt's saying more is like his presence is unsettling.
Sure,
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, listen.
I guarantee you he plays a role that's unsettling.
Probably he was in Blade Runner 2049 too. He played that creepy guy.
There you go.
He's always playing the creepy guy.
So if you need a
works
creep,
out.
that's what you.
Yeah,
that's
that
what
is
you
fair.
pick, You know.
I don't know. I mean, I hope, like, obviously I want to know more about the story here. I'm
I
trying
wonder if Evan Peters will go crazy on set and start eating people, or
Yeah. If
anything
he'll
like
just
that,
really
you
go
know?
into it. Or
Yeah.
eating pixels. Tron
Maybe.
Pixels.
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They should bring Jeff Bridges back for this.
Yeah,
somehow.
sure. Yeah,
Get
all
him
right.
in all three.
Yeah, why
I love
not?
Jeff Bridges. But
Good guy.
last,
I assume he is. I haven't met him.
he does seem like a good guy.
I'm
Watch
sure he's
the
a good
Actors
guy.
Roundtable with Evan
Yeah, I'm
Peters.
sure he's
and
a good
him.
guy.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah. Was it Goonies, right?
Jeff
Is that Josh
Bridges?
Brolin? Sorry.
Josh Brolin.
Never mind. Fuck it.
Nope.
I'll keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
The Big Lebowski.
Whatever.
Jeff
Yep,
Bridges. But last news topic here. Greta Gerwig, the director of Barbie, which is coming out very soon. We're all excited for Barbieheimer. All right.
Barbieheimer.
Yeah, they got shirts and everything
Brilliant.
now. She's going to be doing a remake of the Chronicles of Narnia on Netflix, not a series, movies. And she's directing and writing at least 2 of the films in the series. Interesting turn of events here for Greta Gerwig because she pretty indie director, Lady Bird. That's how her career kind of got going. She's obviously Barbie, I think, was surprising to have her name attached to that. Obviously, the jury's still out on that. But she said that she wants to go more into big studio films. Now, not like superhero movies, but I think she actually cited Chris Nolan's career as like one for them, one for me, in terms of like Chris Nolan made Batman Begins, then he made The Prestige, Dark Knight, Inception, alternating there with those, but still making big budget movies. So, I mean, I would want to do that if I was a director, have that budget, you can make those big movies. But what do you guys think of this?
Oh, I got no problem with Greta Gerwig getting the bag.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, get it while it's hot. You get the money and run. I understand. No problem with that. Sell. I'd be the first person to sell out in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Before anyone. I'm more interested in a Narnia. Didn't we? Wasn't
what
this
do you think?
10 years ago, we just did already a remake?
Yeah, how many were there? 3?
There were like, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll look
But,
it up.
but like, didn't those just happen like 10 years ago?
Yes.
Or am
I
I,
mean,
like,
we were pretty young when those.
I mean,
came out.
already
Yeah.
a remake? I mean, I feel like they weren't even, I mean, like, all right, like people know Narnia, but like, it's not like fucking Harry Potter or like Lord of the Rings. It's kind of that like second tier. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not filet mignon. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know. Fucking strip steak.
I get where you're
Sorry.
coming from. I think
Sorry.
I will say though, like
As
I don't
meant.
think those movies were as good as they could have been.
No, they weren't.
So I feel like this is a valid remake in my opinion. Like if you didn't do it right the first time,
Who are they going to get, though, to play a better lion than Liam Neeson? To
Liam Neeson was
Aslan.
yeah
Aslan. He's
yeah.
the best Aslan ever.
Yeah.
Unless he comes back, I might be out.
And Tilda Swinton as the
there you go.
the witch.
You gonna get the beavers? I mean, listen, a lot of pressure. Okay.
yeah. Those,
I mean, listen,
I actually
I
liked
liked
the
them.
first movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
listened.
The first one was cool.
yeah.
First
It's
one
a good time.
But
You know?
I do think there's room for improvement because they obviously stopped at the third movie, and there's way more books, I believe. So they can do a whole thing with this, and
didn't
obviously
know that.
Netflix loves throwing money out. But what do you think here, Sam?
Good for her for, going out of her niche and like going elsewhere.
Yeah.
However, I don't think this is the direction to go.
Okay.
Because who's asking for the Chronicles of Narnia?
I don't know.
The studios, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It is an IP, but yeah.
How many people are going to go out to the theaters and watch this?
Mhm. Well, it's on Netflix.
Maybe
so you
Greta
won't
Gerwig's-
have to.
Well, I'm
Family,
just
maybe
saying,
she'll go.
Yeah.
like in general, like, are you going to see it on the front page of Netflix? Just released Chronicles
yeah.
of Narnia, directed by Greta Gerwig.
Probably.
If they're paying for
If
it.
they're paying for
Yeah.
it, that's
Yeah,
probably what
yeah.
that's exactly what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Just put
I
it
don't-
on the front page.
I don't really see this doing well.
Sam,
Okay.
I'll protest with you.
I think the originals were great.
Yep.
However, I don't think they need a remake.
Okay.
So I think she should go somewhere else.
Do something else.
Do a different
make an
project.
original.
Make something new and innovative.
All right, that's a
Mr.
good
Sanderson.
take. Yeah. What do you think here?
To go off what you were saying with regard to the Christopher Nolan versus
Yeah.
that whole thing. That's exactly why anybody would do it, because I agree that nobody's asking for a Chronicles of Narnia right now. Like nobody wants that. But at the same time, if you have a studio like Netflix or Universal or whoever it is saying, we want a Chronicles of Narnia,
Yeah.
because we think that's what everybody wants right now, and we're going to give you $100 million to do it, and then you do it, and you go, listen, remember that Chronicles of Narnia thing that nobody wanted that you made me do, that I attached my
Yeah,
name to?
yeah.
Now give me another $100 million to do my own project
Right.
of whatever it is that I have a story for that I want to do. So that could be the route to go, and it's a good bargaining point. But then again, these studios are ruthless too. They might just say go fuck yourself. The reason that Christopher Nolan's able to do it is because he always delivers. When you get to like a Christopher Nolan or a James Cameron status, there's no other director but besides like maybe Martin Scorsese, but Martin Scorsese is kind of predictable when it comes to his films because like you always know the direction or somewhat of the
Genre.
subject matter, stuff like that. But like James Cameron spending 12, 15, 20 years on Avatar and needing like 300 million to, you know what I mean? Like just crazy numbers. He built a replica of the Titanic in order to make the Titanic film.
Yeah.
Really crazy thing. You better deliver. Because you don't get that opportunity if you don't deliver. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's very few directors that have that pull now.
Well, I don't think Greta Gerwig does not come up in my thought process of like
maybe
directors that have that pull.
Maybe the insiders have seen Barbie and they think it's the next thing.
She's got next,
but I don't know.
She's
got next.
She's got next.
Yeah, maybe. No, maybe you're right.
I mean, she must be somewhat interested in Narnia, though. She must have some connection to it to be committing to at least 2 movies.
Money,
you know.
Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah, that's
her bill's getting
the best
paid.
motivator.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'm too optimistic.
Get the bag.
Yeah,
But
Italy did wonders for you. You're very
I'm
optimistic.
excited for this. I think.
Listen, I'll watch it on
think it could be
Netflix.
good.
I don't have to do anything. I don't got to put any money,
Right.
any extra money out of pocket. If it is ending up on the homepage of Netflix, or whatever, I might click it. I
Yeah.
like the first movie.
That's fair. Well, let's get on to discussion topics. We're starting off with something I'm not excited for, and that's the Kraven the Hunter trailer. Here we go. Another Sony Spider-Verse villain movie. We had Venom. We had Morbius. We were just talking about Kraven the Hunter now. I mean, we can go on and on about the thought process with these movies. You're making Spider-Man villain movies without any involvement of Spider-Man. Not something that I would do, but they are making money somewhat, especially the Venom movies. I don't think anyone would come out and say they've been great movies. Definitely not Morbius, but we watched this trailer. It's rated R. They went into that in the trailer. A lot of violence. Kraven the Hunter, for those of you who don't know, he's a Spider-Man villain, and he's known for hunting Spider-Man down. He's an expert at that stuff. We got Aaron Taylor-Johnson in this role. Matt, you're making a face here.
It's, you know why? Because it's stupid, RJ.
Okay.
No one cares about Kraven the Hunter. It's stupid. I didn't even know it existed until you sent me the link an hour before I came here. And I watched it. You know what? I saw the trailer. You know what I said? I said, this movie's going to suck. And I could tell from 20 seconds in, this movie's going to blow.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, come on. Would you please with this?
Well, Kraven the Hunter's a great Spider-Man villain, but
would you please? No, he's not. No one cares. Okay, he gets bit by a tiger or lion, whatever.
Yeah.
Listen,
You didn't like the lion blood
listen.
drop?
He's fits the part. Looks like a great actor. I'm sure he's a good guy. You know, fits the part. I don't know. No, can't shut it down. This movie will be terrible. Morbius
it's
sucks.
probably not going to be good.
Venom sucks. I mean, they're doing all these movies without Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's like if Regina Pizza just didn't sell pizza. You know, they sell all the other side salad. You get a sandwich. It's stupid. I hope it bombs. No, I hope all the people working on the film, they do well and they make their money.
Yeah.
But I predict it'll do bad.
Well, if this was like Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland and they announced that Aaron Taylor-Johnson was playing Kraven the Hunter, I'd be ecstatic. I think that's great casting. I'm excited to see that. But when Spider-Man's not in this and we've seen how not so great those other movies they've done are, it's like, what are you doing?
They suck.
What do you think here, Sam?
I mean, I like the idea of bringing this character in. However, the movie by itself is not a great idea. Like you were saying, they should have included him in one of the future movies coming up.
Yeah.
Like if they were going to do that, be like, okay, we got a new villain, new bad guy coming into the universe. This is how we're going to introduce him into the Spider-Verse or whatnot. And I'd say this, just based on watching this trailer, it's probably going to do a little bit better than Morbius because Morbius was fucking terrible. Sorry, Jared Leto, but it was. But we don't need this. I'm sorry. We really don't. Like, it's probably not going to do well at the box office, and they're going to be like, all right, we're probably not going to introduce him into the Spider-Verse after all, just based on how this movie goes. But besides that, I'm not really asking for it. Matt,
Clearly
he displeased his opinion, and I'm sure Nick and you as well are not too happy about this.
You made a good point, though. To me, if you waste Kraven the Hunter here, then you can't really use him in the Tom Holland movies because you just did it and you just failed. Now, listen, this movie could be good. Who knows? Maybe it comes out and it's awesome. I feel like based on Sony's track record, it won't be. Nick?
I feel like I shouldn't be on this show right now.
Why?
I feel so out of touch with like. I watched that trailer and I was like, "This looks sick."
Yeah.
I swear to God. Now listen. To be honest with you, I had no fucking idea who Kraven the Hunter was.
Okay. Yeah.
So I watched it. I didn't know if he was a hero. I didn't know if he was a villain. I didn't know what it was.
Yep.
But I watched. I said, you know what? It's a superhero movie or whatever, like superhero universe style movie. For RJ and for Matt, and I didn't know you were coming until like an hour ago. But when I watched this, I'm like, for you guys, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it an objective standpoint view. I looked at this trailer. I thought, this could be sick.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, this could be really
Russell
cool.
Crowe doing an accent.
Yeah, dude,
Oh my
Russell
gosh.
Crowe with an accent, with the whatever. He's like this rich asshole dad. He stabs his own kid and does all this crazy
Kills
stuff.
animals. Yeah.
Kills animals. He teaches him how to hunt. He lets him get attacked by a lion, and then Russell Crowe's like, leave him there.
Yeah.
It's a great father.
I was like, yeah, I mean, you should meet my father. I'm just kidding, Dad. I love you. So, no, but like I was like, this looks kind of cool. But then again, it all looks the same to me. Okay, this all looks just like every other superhero movie out there. It looks just as cool or not cool or whatever. It's a comic book. Have you ever? I was going to ask you this too when I watched this, because we do talk a lot about superheroes, but it's obviously movies that we talk about. But were you ever into the comics? Did you ever read comics?
Not when I was a kid, but like I've read like a lot of Batman comics like more recently, but that's about it.
Yeah. No, it's interesting because like I didn't know this was a Spider-Man. Is this a recent Spider-Man villain?
No, he's a pretty big like, but you'd probably have to be somewhat within that world to know about him.
I know, but when you
he's
think
not
about
like
Spider-Man,
Doc Ock.
you think of like Green Goblin, Doc
the
Ock.
Goblin.
You think, if you think about Batman, you think about the Penguin, whatever. But like, I don't know. It was kind of out of left field. I didn't know what I was going to watch. Based on the poster, I thought it was going to be that dude from Game of Thrones.
That's the vibe you get.
Kit Harington.
Yeah, no,
Baratheon.
The Dothraki guy, the
Oh,
one that
Khal
Jason
yeah,
Momoa.
yeah. I thought it was gonna be something along those lines.
Yeah.
I had no idea. But I was watching the trailer and I was like, oh, it's kind of interesting. I don't know.
I mean, violence sells, so people.
Yeah,
will
I mean, I was
see it.
like, at least got action, you know.
What'd you think of the crossbow scene?
That was sick.
Yeah.
That was sick.
No, the action looks pretty dope, but I was like, the other stuff not so much.
That's why I was so surprised. But now listen, granted, I will give you the fact that, like, do I think we need another Spider-Man villain movie? Like, I mean, it's me. I'm going to say no. Right? But objectively, the trailer I was more interested in this than Poor Things.
Oh,
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, okay, this looks kind of interesting. I'd rather watch this than a remake of a movie from 10 years ago by Greta Gerwig.
Here's the thing, because what frustrates me the most about these movies is like they're taking Spider-Man villains who are amazing as villains and trying to make them like anti-heroes bordering on heroes. Like, I
don't know if I should care or not.
But the reason they're doing it is because the way that the rights for Sony owns Spider-Man, the rights for Spider-Man movies, they share them with Disney when they make the Tom Holland movies. But if they don't make a Spider-Man movie like every 7 years, they lose the rights. So that
you have to continue making content.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we've had so many. That's why we rebooted Andrew Garfield right after Tobey Maguire, and then right into Tom Holland. So you can see that like they're making these movies. They're like, well, we already have Tom Holland, so we might as well just make movies about the villains we have.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
Because they're not connecting it all to the MCU. They're not bringing that. Obviously, in Morbius, the post-credit scene, Michael Keaton's Vulture came in and this weird kind of thing, but they haven't done anything with that yet. So I don't know.
I just don't know if I'm not trying to like make a thing out of it, but I'm just logically I'm thinking like every Spider-Man universe is like the multiverse and all this other. It seemed kind of nice to have a superhero or supervillain movie that was kind of away from everything else.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's at least for now. Like we're not going to see Spider-Man in this movie.
I don't think so. No.
Right?
But we did see Across the Spider-Verse kind of confirming that all of these Spider-Man things exist somewhat.
Yeah.
Venom.
Yeah.
I will say I do like a good origin story.
Sure. If done right, good stuff.
And based on that trailer, that looks sick.
Yeah. No, there were definitely redeeming elements to it. I don't know if I'll see this in the theaters.
No,
to be
no,
honest.
I'm not. Are you out of your mind?
yeah.
No, this
But-
is a Netflix late night.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. I didn't
Get your
lose my
popcorn
shit.
out.
Yeah,
Have a beer.
exactly.
That's what that
This
is.
isn't Oppenheimer, all right? But this is a good, Sunday night.
Yeah.
Got work tomorrow.
Yeah.
We got nothing to watch. Exactly. Exactly.
Well,
Crossbow, dude.
this
Hunter from a tree.
very different shift here on the next trailer.
Yeah.
A movie that I didn't know existed or was coming out.
No idea.
Sofia Coppola, obviously the daughter of Francis Ford Coppola, is making a movie called Priscilla. Now, Priscilla is the wife of Elvis Presley, obviously. We just had an Elvis movie last year. Big success with Austin Butler. Now Jacob Elordi from Euphoria is stepping into the role here. Now, we got this little teaser, very short. Didn't give you much. It's based on a book, I believe. I think she wrote it, right?
Written by Priscilla, yeah.
Yep. So
So it's not the same as Blonde. That was a fictional
Yes,
thing.
yeah.
This is like a memoir.
this is about her relationship
Correct.
with Elvis.
Correct.
Sofia Coppola is an interesting director. She's not, I wouldn't say controversial, but some of her movies, they draw some sharp opinions. But she's making this. What do you think? I don't know. The trailer didn't give me much.
No, I was like, well, I will say I liked it because it was like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And like you said, it did really. It kind of just like you said, it's just Elvis's wife. You know what I mean? And
Music,
yeah,
vibes,
it's just,
the
no, it
good
just kind of give you the
shots,
vibe.
like,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Which I like. So I really don't. If like you're interested, I think that was just enough to let you know like this movie's happening.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
you
pretty
know.
much.
Listen, man. Am I running to the door? Am I calling? Christian. You see the Priscilla trailer? No.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Especially when we just got an Elvis movie, too.
Yeah. I'm not particularly like a big Elvis guy. I know a lot of people are.
Yep.
Just not me. So like if I was like a big Elvis guy, I would be, first one there.
Mm-hmm.
As for, listen, if it comes out, gets good reviews, it's free on, one of the streaming services, I'd check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my opinion.
I mean, Sam, what do you think? We obviously didn't get really much of anything to judge Jacob Elordi's performance as Elvis, just shots. I don't even think we heard him speak, but what do you think?
What are we doing here?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, seriously, do we need this? What's
Do
the
we need
point?
anything?
What's the point of
I was
making this
gonna
movie?
Are
Are
we
we just
wake
gonna?
up in the morning?
I think you said that.
Yeah.
I think you said that every movie.
I mean, think about this. We're just gonna make a movie about somebody's wife. What did she do?
She was Elvis's
She was
wife.
Elvis's wife.
She's not wrong.
I'm sure she did
Outside of that, what did she do?
She wrote a book.
She wrote a book.
I don't know too much about her life, but yeah.
Pretty name, Priscilla.
Wow. I mean, we're just gonna start making movies about anybody nowadays.
Well, I will
We
say,
lost creativity, guys.
Where's
Oh
the
my
Sam
god.
movie? Where's the movie about Sam?
Reed.
I know, right?
the one
Reed.
thing that I do know, and you probably can confirm this, but I know that she was pretty young when Elvis was dating her, like maybe too young, right?
Well, it
Oh,
depends
that's
for the time.
that's good, RJ.
Yeah, that's what I know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but like, I fully agree with Sam.
Yeah.
I fully agree
Why?
with Sam. Like, Elvis is the person, okay?
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Priscilla. Nobody cared about.
Especially when we just got an Elvis movie.
Unless-
I know.
Yeah. Unless
This
she
is
said-
a hot take. God forbid I talk down about it about
Yeah.
a celebrity. You know what I mean? But like, she didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Elvis
wrote
was
a book.
Elvis was about her life with Elvis. It's not
Yeah.
about her life.
Sure
Oh,
she did
yeah,
other
yeah.
It's
People are
about-
going to see this movie to see it.
sure she did
Lordy
other
as
things.
Elvis, just to see how that
100%,
matches
which
up.
I thought was very interesting that he didn't speak a single word, and I think it's because there'd be backlash about him versus Austin Butler.
Oh, 100%.
Which is why I set up the title the way that I set it up, because that's unfortunately, had this movie come out either in 20 years or 20 years ago, or instead of the Austin Butler thing, I think it would do so much better.
People would be more
We
excited.
just got a movie about Elvis, and there was a person, I don't even remember who played Priscilla in
I don't either.
in the Austin Butler version.
Mhm.
So like, what could possibly? I feel bad because I feel like it's one of those things where if I say too much, all the feminist crazies are gonna go, you don't even know what you're talking about, and you're anti-woman. But it's not that I'm anti, but it's like, if you're gonna make a movie about somebody, I'd rather watch Kraven the Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Than Priscilla.
Well, yes, again, especially because we just saw kind of. They're going to retread things we've saw. I mean, I'm sure they're going to go deeper than Elvis did. in terms of like his personal life, maybe.
Let me ask you this: You're Jacob Elordi, and you get called to do this movie, knowing that Austin Butler was up for Best Picture of the Year, Best Actor, playing Elvis. Would that not intimidate you?
Yeah, but I don't think he probably wasn't nominated yet.
Buddy, I'm just saying perception, though.
No,
like,
I know, but I'm saying
that
when
this
he
movie,
agreed
Baz Luhrmann is a huge director. Sofia Coppola, decent-sized director.
But what I'm saying is, like, when he agreed, they could have shot this movie 2 years ago.
No, I get that. I'm asking you.
Yeah.
They know what's being shot. I'm saying I know maybe he was or wasn't nominated, but like they know, dude. They know this stuff.
Yeah,
it's
that's
all
fair.
Internal behind the scenes bullshit.
But it's also a big role to play, Elvis.
That's
and
what I'm
maybe
saying.
He thought maybe he's got some chip on his shoulder and thinks he can do a better job. I don't know.
Did this news just drop? Like, when did this trailer thing pop?
The trailer came out last week.
Okay, and it's the first anybody's ever heard of it.
That for me, maybe.
Think about. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Think about the publicity behind Elvis. Coming out with Austin Butler. It was everything, the behind the scenes, the fact that he lived as Elvis. He's still in every interview. He still talked like Elvis, and people were making fun of him because he was on Hannah Montana. And he talked like like a surfer kid, you know what I mean? Like and then if I'm just saying, if I was Jacob Elordi and I got offered the role, I'd pull a Nicholas Hoult and I'd be like, let me audition for Priscilla instead.
I will say though,
crazy.
Like, it's different in the sense that like that Elvis movie was Warner Brothers. Like that's a big budget, a lot of marketing. Like this is an A24 film, so obviously the budget's not.
So that's the other thing though. It's an indie film. It's an A24 film, and that's the only saving grace because it might be A24 does have a weird kind of spin on things that I do like, and I like their aesthetic, like the way that it looks, way more than I like Baz Luhrmann. I think he's a CG nightmare, and it's all crazy. I almost wish that the original Elvis movie was made by A24. That would have been so sick, like with the music and everything else.
Big studio biopics for artists never go into their personal life as deep as you want them to, especially with Bohemian Rhapsody. They make it more about the
hits,
the icon, which is good. It's celebration of the artist.
Yeah,
but sure. Sometimes you want more from a movie.
Yeah, it's an easy watch.
Yeah, but I do think for me, I know you weren't as big on Elvis, but I thought it dived somewhat into Elvis's struggles with addiction and stuff in that movie. But again, not as much as it could have.
Yeah, and this is probably going to be from, this is obviously Priscilla, right? So it's from the perspective of somebody who has to support somebody who's, the torment of dealing with an addict in the home and all the other stuff and, the baby and everything. But like Lisa, I would rather see a movie about like Lisa Marie Presley. She was like an advocate for drug addiction and all this other stuff. And I don't know. I really wouldn't even want to see that movie, to be honest with you. I don't really care. Elvis, there's no one bigger than Elvis. If you're going to talk about Elvis or anybody in his... Like, you want to see a movie about Elvis's grandparents?
No.
So, like, why do I need to see Priscilla? You know what I mean? Especially when they just came out with a 3-hour friggin' Elvis movie with Tom Hanks walking around in a fat suit. Like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I just don't need it. That's me.
I'm with you. But hopefully it's good. Maybe it'll be good. We'll see.
I've changed my tune, by the way, on what's coming up right now.
You want to talk about good?
Yeah.
This Dune Part 2 trailer, another trailer for this came out. Now, typically I don't like too many trailers. I saw one. I've read the book. I know what's going to happen. I was seeing this movie regardless. This is one of the best trailers I've ever seen. This was awesome. Matt, what did you think of this?
I mean, RJ, a lot of people don't know us about. I'm a big Dune guy.
You are. Did you read it?
I liked it. I could have.
So you're not that big of a Dune.
I chose not to, but I could have. I saw it at the bookstore. I said, there it is. No, but Dune. I also just like saying Dune.
Yeah.
What do you do? I watched Dune.
Yeah.
It's got a good name. No, this trailer was phenomenal. It's sensational. This was great. I liked the first movie. This trailer was, this trailer was the balls.
Yeah.
Because the first one, you could say, I like the aesthetic, I like all of it, I like the acting. I understand the critique. It's a slow movie.
It's boring as fuck.
You know what I mean?
It's only a part 1.
So, like, if you're not just like, I'm drawn in by the aesthetic, kind of the act, like all of it, the vibe. But if if you were just kind of iffy on that, I could understand it being boring.
Yeah.
I feel like this one's going to be action-packed.
Yeah.
Seems like there's going to be a lot of battles, a lot of betrayals, a little politically, low Game of Thrones vibe, action-packed. And
little Star Warsy too, no?
Yeah.
Tatooine kind of deal.
And it looked sick.
Tatooine is Dune.
What?
Yeah.
Like this book came out in the 60s. George Lucas was inspired by Dune.
Okay, but
Yeah.
but it is the same vibe. I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
same
But
vibe.
like not.
Yeah, we like that
you know what
vibe.
I'm saying? The
I'll go
other
home.
way around.
I'll
yeah.
see you
yeah,
next
we
week.
like that vibe.
Yeah.
I will say my
Fuck
one.
off, Sam. You can sit here and run the show. Give me a fucking hand wave. Go ahead, Matt. I'm sorry.
No. The one bad thing, because I saw it come up before you even sent it to me.
Yeah.
I said, I'm already gonna see this movie. I'm already excited. I said, fuck it, I'll watch it, dude. It gave away a lot,
It did.
like a ton.
And I said to you the other day, having read the book, they showed pretty much everything.
And I know nothing about the book because I could have read it, but I didn't.
yeah.
But like even
I wasn't trying to call you out, bro.
No,
I was just asking if you had read it.
even like the Josh Brolin, like I feel like that's a
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
That's a big thing, and I kind of wish I didn't know that, but I'll probably forget by the time this comes out, so
That's true.
I'm not too worried about it.
Sam, you excited?
So I've never seen the first one.
Oh, right.
You
You,
weren't with
still
us?
need to watch
Yeah.
the first
Oh, it was
one.
with Hamza.
I was in LA.
We went with Hamza.
never seen
yeah.
the first
Christian
one.
and Hamza.
However,
Mhm.
based on watching this trailer, I think I may dabble. I might
You're
have to
gonna dabble?
watch it.
It's a good trailer.
Think
Might have
about
to
it.
watch it before November when this movie comes out.
Can we watch it
'Cause
together?
I
Yeah,
gotta
watch
say,
it first thing in the morning, okay? When you get
Yeah.
plenty of rest and you're up for the day and you can stay awake. And
It's a
5
slow
a.m.
burn.
baby. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'll probably watch this just because of how well this trailer was shot.
Yeah.
I mean, every scene had a purpose to it,
Mm-hmm.
even if it was just like a pan of like the desert and they're just going through like this.
Mhm.
I mean, this is sensational.
Yeah.
I also love the villain that they're introducing too, the guy in the Coliseum
Mm-hmm.
that's
Fade
fighting.
Ruther.
Yeah.
Austin Butler.
Wow.
That would have been a good transition.
I mean, this movie looks sensational. Great cast. I'm on board.
He's on board. Christopher Walken too. We saw in this playing the Emperor.
That's right.
Interesting casting when it was announced, but seeing him in this trailer, just that line, "Your father was a weak man." His
He's
delivery
great.
was awesome.
He's great.
your father. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
He's a weak man.
But he wasn't as like
No,
Yeah.
just yeah. More cowbell.
What do you think? Nick?
Yeah, no. But, like, no. Listen, all right. Did you read Dune?
Yes.
Okay. This is all part 1 and 2 are from the same first book,
yeah.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to ask, did we need Dune part 1 to be as long as it was?
Yeah. They even left stuff out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a big book. There's a lot of shit,
I-
and that's
I
why it's
know.
very hard to make into a movie.
I get it.
But
And
you need Dune Part 1 to have Dune Part 2.
So you couldn't. Okay, so there's no way that.
It's not that long. It's 2.5 hours.
Dude, it felt like I watched that movie
Well, yeah, that's
for
the
a day and a
pacing.
half.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah, the pacing is for listen.
But but
I'm
then
not
this
just trying
movie's
to
gonna
bitch.
have. Mm-hmm.
And listen, I advocate RJ for like the movies that nobody likes. I always bitch about superhero movies and how
Mm-hmm.
it's all Godzilla. People who think that's the best movie ever. I'm always like, oh well, what about The Godfather? Like,
Yeah.
I like slow movies. Okay, but like. This looked friggin' sick.
Yeah.
It looked like a completely different movie in
Mm-hmm.
comparison to Dune Part 1. And I'm telling you, if you're going to I watched it. Watch Dune Part 1 before you see this.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to watch Dune Part 1,
Brace yourself.
it's a slow friggin' burn, dude. It is a slow movie.
Is
It
there-
is.
But it's one movie. That's the way I look at it. Like when this
Okay.
comes
One
out.
story.
But you complained about The Irishman.
I like The Irishman. I do. I think I've seen it 3 times.
I don't know. Just there was just a lot of nothing, like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of vast landscapes and everything. I'm excited to see what Zendaya brings to the table.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think Timothée Chalamet,
His voice is getting deeper. You know, he's
growing
growing up.
His
growing up.
balls
Yeah.
dropped.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
listen, Timothée Chalamet he's a really, really talented dramatic actor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we saw a lot more of that in this trailer than he's just kind of like this weird silent kid in the first movie. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just because the first movie's a lot of setup, I feel. No?
Yeah.
So, like, this is when shit pops off. But if you ask me what happened in Dune Part 1, I couldn't really tell you. Like, I don't know what I'm going into with Dune Part 2, but the trailer looks sick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
But I
no,
will
I
see-
think your opinions are pretty valid.
That's all.
Yeah.
And I also did not read the book.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, I just watched it.
I mean, this is definitely gonna have way more action. I can tell you that. And there's some
Yeah.
interesting. There is like one aspect of it that they didn't put in the trailer, which is kind of weird. I'm very curious to see how they put it on screen. But
Who's the big guy? Like the
Batista.
no. He's like all
Skarsgård.
white, but he's like a big fat dude, bald guy that was in the
Skarsgård.
mud.
Skarsgård.
He was in the
Stellan
mud.
Skarsgård.
He's a Skarsgård? That guy?
That's if we're talking about the same guy.
The one that he's like the Austin Butler, but he's like the head of the Austin Butler.
Yeah, the Harkonnens. Yeah,
and he was in the mud.
Stellan Skarsgård from Good Will Hunting.
He goes like that. Right?
Oh, no way, dude. Really?
Yeah, right here. Oh yeah,
Very interesting. Yeah. Because
he's the leader of the Harkonnens. Yeah,
big fat suit that he puts on there or whatever. No, but it's there's nothing about this trailer or this, like if this had been the trailer that came out for Dune Part 1, I'd be like, why are we not at the theater already? You know what I mean?
No, the music, the cinematography, that
music's
shot
awesome.
of Paul like walking in the desert and it's like faded and the worms like exploding.
I need some
from
more. I need some
behind.
sandworms in this one.
Yeah.
I need some
you're
more
gonna
worms.
get more sandworms.
We didn't get in any worms in the first. I need some worms.
I like that thing that calls the sandworm that like hits the
Oh,
dirt.
the thumper.
That's good
Yeah.
shit.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and I've talked to you about this. I think I talked about it with regard to Succession too. Just the amount of research and stuff. Like this guy who wrote this, like you have to build a whole world. Everything has to make sense.
Him and like Tolkien are like the spearheads of like fantasy and sci-fi. Yeah.
No, this looks sick. I don't know. Maybe after seeing this, I'll probably give more of a nod to Dune Part 1. But
yeah, because I think after you watch this, you'll think back a little more fondly of the first one because it set so many things up.
Not a bad film.
No,
slow burn.
And Denis Villeneuve, we talked about this before, that he does want to make this a trilogy and adapt Dune Messiah, which is the third book.
Yeah, so this is the last one for like this?
Yeah, it just hasn't been greenlit yet. He wants to do it. I think
so it'd be a while.
As long as this movie makes money, which I think it's going to make a lot more money than the first one, because that came out during COVID. It was the HBO Max thing. This is going to make a lot of money, and I think that'll get greenlit. So hopefully we'll get a trilogy, because Dune Messiah is pretty interesting. So I'm excited to see that too.
Dude, we gotta go to this opening weekend.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, this will be sick.
You know what else we're seeing opening weekend? Killers of the Flower Moon.
Absolutely.
Marty Scorsese. We got another trailer for this. We still don't have a friggin' poster. I'm looking everywhere for a poster.
Okay.
No poster. We got this though. That's they changed the logo up a bit. We got an arrow in the middle now.
I like it.
Longer trailer here. We really liked that first teaser. That's kind of all I needed to see. But this trailer came out this morning when we were recording this, and much more detail. We got a little more De Niro talking. Not a bad accent from De Niro. I think he did a good job
I still don't think that DiCaprio's accent is that bad.
No, it's much better in this. I think it was the voiceover in the last one that was a little weird.
You're such a pain in the ass.
I mean, I'm in. I was in. I'm more in. I'm there. What do you think, Matt? We got more story here. There's oil on this Native American reservation. De Niro seems like he's a crook. He wants the money. People start dying. It's a true story. What do you think?
No, I mean, I think this kind of reaffirms, everything we were, thinking before.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we were all already in, and it's like you said, it just gave you a little bit more.
Yeah.
A couple more bites. So yeah, I really didn't change anything. I'm really excited for this. Scorsese, Leo, and De Niro, and I think it's an interesting concept. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm just as excited as I was when the first trailer came out.
And following its premiere at Cannes too, it's gotten rave reviews, 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think, Sam?
I really like it. I thought it was a great trailer. I like how it's based on true events of the Osage people. And I will say, I'm looking forward to the cast that we have, DiCaprio, De Niro, and then our boy from Breaking Bad. What's his face?
Jesse Plemons.
The sheriff that came in at the end.
Sucks.
But no, it looks very good. I'm very intrigued about the story. Do we know where they're going for a runtime on this? Because it looks like there's going to be
3.5 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say there's probably a lot to unpack for this story.
No, wait, hold on. It's 3.5 hours.
I'll get the confirmation.
We did this
3 hours and 26 minutes.
Yeah, 3:26.
Are you kidding?
No, seriously.
It's 3.5 hours. This movie.
And I'll watch every minute of it. Scorsese.
Oof.
It looks unbelievable.
Okay, Matt, we'll leave you in the car. We'll tell you how it was when we come back. It's going to look dope, dude.
The Irishman was 3 hours and 29 minutes, so you got 3 minutes less.
I like the dynamic between DiCaprio
Yeah.
and the girl from the Osage.
Yes.
Like that whole dynamic's going to come into play.
Oh,
and
I love that. When he said in the trailer, too, he said, what's your skin color, whatever it is? And she says, this is my skin color, or something like that, whatever. Like, sick, dude.
Well, I mean,
like that she's a strong, like, you know what I mean? Very stoic kind of figure.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I mean, I got the vibe. I don't know if you saw it, that like De Niro kind of sends DiCaprio into this, and then he kind of gets more sympathetic towards the
he
people.
gets involved and
Yeah.
becomes more sympathetic.
Yeah.
Because you see him at the meeting, too, when the chief is talking to everybody
yeah.
saying we got to prepare to defend our what is ours. And I was just like, wow. That's pretty cool.
It's gonna get gritty. I think it's
I think
dark.
there's going to be a lot of tension. It's a learning movie, right? So it's about the white man learning. Well, it's about DiCaprio learning while the regular white man, destroys.
Right,
the
and De
native-
Niro feeling like they're obligated to take the oil from the land and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever it is, and then it's going to be one of those things where someone flips, and there's going to be some sort of, I don't know, someone
it is a
someone
true
learns
story,
learns
too.
a lesson. Right.
Yeah.
No, and I'm not saying that that's good or bad, but I think that if anybody's going to tell a story like this, it's got to be Scorsese, because he's going to do it from a place of, it's not as biased one way or the other. It just is.
It's just an objective telling of a story
in a beautiful way. Like, it's going to look amazing. I guarantee
Oh,
it.
the cinematography, the colors, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like it.
October releases in October. Hit in theaters first, then it's going on Apple TV. Before we leave here today, 4th of July was the other day.
Happy 4th.
So I got a question today. Matt and Sam, they got flags right here. Wave them high. Wave them high.
What'd you call me? Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh my
Medica.
God.
Medical.
U.S. end of A.
So I got a question of the day here. What is your favorite? I was going to use the word American, but I'll use like patriotic, because this obviously a ton of American movies. What's your favorite patriotic movie? What movie screams like America to you when you watch? Could be a war movie. Could be just like a classic
American
Hollywood.
Pie.
American Pie.
It's more American
Nice.
than young adolescent
Good answer.
Yeah.
losing his virginity.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And going through all those trials and tribulations that come
Yep.
with it, all the pressures of society.
First world problems.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
What's more American than that?
Yeah.
What's more American than
So
that?
that's my answer. Stifler.
Yep.
he's
That's
in
a
there.
great answer.
I'm going
That's
Top
my
Gun.
answer.
You got to
Very
go Top
nice.
Gun.
Very
That's
nice
my
choice.
pick. I was playing it yesterday, the Top Gun anthem. You got to
Wow.
go.
That's a good pick.
What do you think, Sam? You got one?
Yeah, I'm going to go with The Miracle on Ice.
Oh my God, another good pick.
Come on, the USA
Yeah.
over the
Anytime we beat the
Soviets.
Yeah,
Russians.
that's a good move.
Great movie.
Mhm.
I mean, if you're looking for any inspiration, just listen to that speech given by
Yes.
the coach.
Yep.
I mean, my God, does that fire me up?
I think a lot of sports movies you could put in there, like Field of Dreams too, is another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
What do you got, Nick?
Saving Private Ryan.
Yo,
Oh,
come
yeah.
on, you
Sensational.
can't beat that.
Oh, buddy, you laugh, you cry.
Yeah.
You leave the movie feeling like, I'm sure, even if you're not American, being like, America.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's just, it's so.
No, it's amazing.
It's amazing. I don't know. My grandfather fought in World War II. There's a lot of, I don't know. It's a good patriotic, feel good movie.
Mhm.
Could say The Godfather.
You could say the Godfather.
Rocky IV.
That is, I was watching that. The
Rocky
other day.
first. Rocky.
Oh, Rocky
Rocky.
4. That's a
We
good
beat
pick
the
too.
anytime we beat the Russians.
Yeah.
You know?
Anytime we beat anybody.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Let's be honest.
Amen.
Rocky IV.
Except the
Drago.
Vietnamese.
We
did
didn't
not
beat
win
them.
that
That's
one.
why I said
Yeah.
when we beat people.
Yeah. Well, guys, great episode today. We're back. Glad to be back. Sam, thank you for joining us as always. We love having you.
Thanks for having me, IJ and boys.
Yeah. So, guys, listen, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought of these trailers, news topics. Ask us questions. We'll answer them next week. We love the questions. We love them.
We do.
So we'll be back next week. Movie Mob Podcast drops every Friday at 6 p.m. Check us out. We'll be here. How you doing?